All right, so welcome to today's session, and I trust we all had an amazing day. All right, so okay, so yeah, I saw our assignments. I saw that we were able to attempt a lot. Some of us were able to attempt. All right, it means that we actually were following, and you know it's also it also shows that we actually want to learn and want to grow. All right. So, however, I had replied to some persons here concerning what I saw and what I noticed. So, I won't be going back to the although I had expected us to fix this. All right. I expected us to fill in the correct things. So if you have issues filling this, the video you have access to the video, the recorded video of last class, right? So you can always go around it. So for this, all right. So here's the question: what is the total population by year? All right. I noticed most of us got that correct. Okay. So I'm going to ignore that. All right, so I'm sure we know from the last class already taught us how to find the sum or total, of various a range. All right, that's equals to sum brackets, and then you select the range, right? And then for the lowest population, I had already taught us that to get the lowest or in a particular the lowest value in a particular range, you would have to use equals to mean bracket open, and then you select the range. All right, and then you get the figure. All right, so and then for max is going to be equals to equals to max. So for those of us who had issues, please kindly take note of your corrections. So max is for the highest population and mean is for the lowest population. All right, so I think where most of us had issues now is the growth rate. So it says, look at this here. Let me increase my font a little bit so you can see. All right, so it says here if the growth rate is 3.2% from 2018, calculate from 2019 to 2025. All right, so there are two ways we can go about this. All right, the first one is now this is where we want to fill all for the different years, right? So remember I told you for anything to work as a function or a formula in Excel, you have to start with equals to sign, right? So equals to what do we want to get? We want to get 3.2% of this of year 2018, and then we want to as well add it to this figure to get the population for 2019. So for us to do that, we would say equals to 3.2%, all right, times D2, D2, D2. That's this guy here, all right. After you've done that, you want to put this in bracket. You want to put this in bracket, all right, and then you say plus D2. So what this means is if the growth rate is so at every year 3.2% of the previous year is added to that same year to get the following year. So that means it's growing on a progression of 3.2%. All right. So 3.2% of D2 plus D2. As well, we can also say 3.2% of 105,845. All right. Plus 105. 845. Who's trying to call me? Sorry. Hi, okay. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. All right. Yeah. Thanks, man. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah. So this is just in basic terms what that formula meant, where I put D2 plus D2. All right. So D2 is the cell that contains the population for Aruba. All right. So if we say enter now, it's giving us the the figure. It filled all through down because we used the figure itself. So let's see what D2 mean. If I change this to D2, alright, and change this one as well to D2, alright. So if you see here, it has given us the correct figures because we are now referencing the cell and not just the content. Okay, so for this, if you take a look here at the formula bar, you see it's changing to D3 plus D3. If you change, this is D4 plus D4, and then D5, and so on and so forth. So at this point, any question before I move on? Hello, any question?
No questions, sir.
Okay, that's from one person. Any other person? Hetty, Bruce, Deprie, Ruda, Edikan, any question? Mojisola, Meekness, Taiwo, Temitope, any question? Hello, are you put there? Hello.
I've not been able to attempt this, so that's why I can't ask a question.
Oh, okay, okay. But there are some other persons who were able to attend. So, okay. But so if I mean, yeah, someone is trying to say something.
Sir, could you please explain how you were able to fill it through the cells for 2021? Because I think that was where I
Oh, okay. So now here's how Excel works, right? Excel works.
had.
Hello, are you still talking? Hello, are you there? Okay. So here's how Excel works, right? You can copy formulas. Okay, take for example. Remember we did here, we did the lowest population for 2017. I can simply use this same formula. If I click on this bottom right corner here and drag to 2025, it's going to copy that formula I used here across board. So the same thing will happen too for the highest population here. If I do the same thing to 2025, it will happen across board as well. And if you want to be sure, when you check your formula, you will see it says table 13 year 2018, all right, year 2019. Okay, so and if we also do the same thing, if I say this is equals to some blah blah blah, drag this down, bracket close, enter. If I also drag this down as well, it's also going to copy that same formula across board. Now we are seeing dash here because there's nothing here. So now with that knowledge, if we do, if we drag this like this, let's see what will happen. So for us to be sure, let's see. So you see Excel is copying that formula you used here to the other years. If I highlight this and take this across, you can see that it's giving us our values. All right, so I'm just going to expand this so that you can see the values. Any question at this point? Hello, any question?
No, no questions.
Okay. All right.
I'm alright, sir. Mm.
Okay. All right. So, most of us were able to. Yes, I think one person was able to figure this out. Then I noticed some persons were using um 0.32. So 0.32 is not 3.2 over 100. Equals to, let's say, equals to 3.2 divided by 100. It is 0.032. I think I saw two or three persons who used 0.32. The correct thing should be 0.032, not 0.32. And so, because if you use 0.32, you'll be having wrong figures across board. All right, so I just thought um, to we touch on that. All right, so I think we also had issues again was the last question here. The last two questions here says, what bank plans to give each country 50 million by 2021? How much will each get? Now, the first thing you want to understand is we want to be able to share the 50 million across all the countries based on their population. So I cannot share 1 million. This person that has 60,000 as a population cannot be getting the same value as this person who has 40 million. That will not be fair. All right. So what we want to do is the formula here is this guy, the population of this person, all right? The population of this, I think this is Aruba. The population of Aruba divide by the total population of all the countries times 50 million. So what you have done is you've divided, you've done a percent, that's the percentage of this particular population against 50 million. So let's try that and see. So if we say equals to 2021, that's G2 divided by the total population is G13. G13. Alright? So when we do this, you can just put this in brackets. You can put this in brackets, right? And say times 50 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright. So if I hit enter, alright. So now this person is supposed to give He's supposed to receive how much? $9,658 only, based on his population. However, we have issues here. Remember that I told you that Excel works like Excel is an AI tool, all right? And it sees that, so because you have done, remember when we did this first, when we did 2019, we dragged down. When we did this one, we dragged down. So Excel thought or is on the opinion that, oh, since you have done this formula here, you also want to effect the formula across board. However, there's a tweak to this. Now let's see the formula of this. See this formula. This formula says, let me see, F2. This formula says G3 divided by G14. Notice that the total is actually in G13, not G14. So what Excel has done is that when it moved a cell after for the years. It also moved a cell after the total. So what we want to tell Excel is no, we don't want you to, you can jump on this column, but when you get to the total, stick to the total. That's where we now get to cell referencing. All right, so we want to be able to lock this particular cell and say, no, yes, you may want to jump over and over, but please, when you get to this total, stick to the total. And so for us to do that, you come to this G13, you can, sorry, okay, come to this G, to the first one, and on where you have um, the formula, click on G13, and on your keyboard you have the function keys where you have F1, F2, F3, F4 to F12. Just tap on F4. When you tap on F4, you would notice that dollar signs have been included in front of G as a column and in front of 13 as a row. Alright, so if I hit enter now and I drag down, let's see what happens. Can you see that it has now given me the appropriate values based on their population? To confirm that we are correct, if I sum this up, it should give me 50 million. So the sum of everything here is what? 50 million. Any question?
Yeah, I have question, please.
Oh, okay. Please go on.
Thank you. So, the way I interpreted the question you sent, I'm sorry for the distraction. You mentioned that the World Bank plans to give each country,
Mm-hmm.
not all the countries. So I was thinking that so far is each country. That means Aruba will have 50 million,
Oh
Afghanistan will have
no,
50
oh
million.
no, oh no, oh no.
So that was where I interpreted it, looking at the way the question was
Okay, let me
constructed.
see.
So I
See,
thought each country is having 50 million. Said what bank plans to give each country 50 million by 2021. So how much will each individual
mm,
please get
oh,
back?
I'm sorry about that. World Bank plans to give give uh,
All the countries.
all countries. I know
Oh,
that all countries doesn't sound well. Give,
uh,
let me see, give 50 million. Okay, yeah, I think this makes sense. Give 50 million by 2021. How much will each country get? I think
uh,
this sounds
that
better.
sounds, yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
So I actually went up. I went along with the each country having
Mm,
50 million. That
oh
was where
no.
the question was.
Give. Right. So other than that, does any other person have anything to say?
Yes, I have a question, please.
Okay, ma. Go ahead.
Yeah, this F14, I'm still confused.
Which of them?
Where do you, the locking of a thing?
Oh, okay. All right. Let me do that again.
Where
Now, on
do
F, where do you what?
you actually, which cell, which cell do we, is it on the formula bar or in the, I just couldn't
Okay.
follow when you
So
were
first off,
inputting that F, when you
do
were
you know
trying
the
to lock it.
cell? Do you know the cell we want to lock?
Yes, that's
Which
I
one?
think is it not the second cell
No,
L2?
no, no,
Is
no,
it
no,
L2 or
no,
L3?
no. See what we want to lock. Remember, we are dividing all these populations, each of them, by the total. So what we want to lock is what? The total, because we want Excel to just come here, multiply, divide this by the total. Did you get that? Hello, are you there?
Yes, yes.
So you understand that this is what we want to lock, right? Is the total we want to lock.
Yeah, for 2021, right?
Yes, yes, you understand that that's what we want
Okay.
to lock, right? Good. So now,
Yes, yes.
for us to now apply it here, if I open my function,
Mm,
all right, you can, for you to see what the formula that is inside any of the cell. Once you click on it,
yes.
just tap on F2, you would see the formula. All right.
Okay.
So now, once you see the formula, you will see the content of the formula, which cell it is referring to. right? So
mm,
for you to lock
mm,
this, what we want to lock now is G13.
mm.
Here it is already locked.
Okay.
But if I delete the dollar sign,
Yes.
let me delete the dollar
Mm.
sign. On your keypad,
Okay.
you know the function keys now,
Mm.
F1 to F4. F1 to F12
Yes.
rather. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can manually put the dollar signs here in front of either of them. Sorry. You can manually put the dollar sign on each of them. But however, Excel has a function for the F4 key. You can use that to once you tap on F4, it locks it for you
Mm.
at once.
Okay.
Yeah. However, in some cases, you may
Mm.
want you may be in a situation whereby what you don't just want to lock the cell, but
Okay.
you want to lock a particular row. So
Mm.
that means you will continue to if I press F4 again, see what happens. Now it has locked the row. You can see the dollar sign is only in front of 13. It means that
Yes.
this formula is at liberty to jump to the next row. It
Okay.
has liberty to jump to G14. It has liberty to jump to
Okay.
G sorry. It has liberty to jump to H13. It has liberty to
Okay.
jump to I13. It has liberty to jump to
Okay.
J14. But if I press
Mm.
F4 again, now it
Mm.
has locked only, you can see the dollar sign is now only on the column, that is column G, meaning
G.
that it now has only liberty to jump to G14, G15, G16, G17 as the case may be.
Okay.
Alright, but when the dollar sign, if I press F4 again, it takes it off. But if I press F4 again, when dollar sign is in front of the column and the row, what you have done is
Mm.
Excel, this particular formula should not leave this cell at all.
Okay.
Yes. So that was what we did. That when we now hit enter, it's now shared that this. If you look at, if you check this formula, you will see
Mm.
we also have G13 here. If we check the next
Yeah.
one, you will see it's also
Okay.
G13 as well. So because if you notice G4,
Mm.
the populations is changing because it was not locked.
Yes. So it's change. It keeps on changing.
Yes, it keeps changing because it wasn't locked. All right. So you as the person who is working on the file, you need to know what your end goal is. You need to know what you want to do.
Okay.
All right. So assuming, take for example now, I want to try something else. Assuming we had done, I think that was Taiwo that did something. She wrote something down here and she said WB WBP 21, and she came here and said um I think she wrote, yeah, 50 million, 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right, and then she came here and she also said WBP um 25, sorry, 23 rather, and she wrote 100, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah. All right. Now, assuming I want to effect this with what we have here, I want to effect this in our formula. You know what I would do? I would say, instead of having this 50 million here, I would delete this 50 million and pick this cell that is I18. However, if I leave it like this, remember it's going to
Mm.
jump. So I will lock this
Mm.
particular cell. I'll just press F4 and I will say what? I will say enter. So if I drag down, it's going to do the same thing. So if you see, let's see what is inside this formula. You see everything now has I what? 18. If I select this one, it also has I what? 18. So now let the advantage of this, all right, the advantage of this is that So assuming tomorrow World Bank says, okay, no, we don't want 50 million again. We want to change this to 150 million. I don't need to come here and start typing the formulas again. All I need to do is come here and change this to what? 150 and hit enter. Did you see what happened? The formulas, because we reference the cell and not the content of the cell, Excel goes there and affects everything because the cell here is what was referenced. Did you get that?
Okay.
All right. So, any question?
Sorry for the bother. What is, what is confusing me is that F4, when you want to apply it, do
Mm-hmm.
you apply it on the L2, that cell L2?
Yes,
Is
yes,
that where you go to
yes,
apply
yes.
it?
But you should know what you are applying it on. In L2, if you see the formula
Mm,
in F2, there are several things here.
mm,
So, what exactly do
yes.
you want to apply it on? So, you now need to
Okay.
click on the particular cell you want to lock.
Oh, so you come here now. We want to log G13. So we put our cursor in front of G.
Exactly,
Is it?
exactly. Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's what is
Exactly.
bringing the. Then you click on F4.
Yeah, on F4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Click on okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, at this point, any question before we move on? No, what we have just done now is correction so far. That's supposed to be 2023. Yeah. Any question? I want to believe that we understand what have been done so far. So I will still leave us. I won't do this.
Sir,
Yes, please. Who is that? Who is there?
Temitope.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, sorry, still about the F4. I was
Okay.
attempting the first, I think he gave us two assignments. So the first part of it,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, I'm sorry for bringing us back. I was trying to use this F4 key. You said after multiplying the days and the yes, days and hours, that
Which
that's
of
when
them?
we got 240
Come again. Which
for
of them?
October.
For October.
Yes,
Okay.
12
Let me. 12. This is
12 days.
uh
Then
sorry, no, not 12 days. This is 20. This should be 20 days, and this is
um,
12.
sorry, 20 days.
Yeah.
Then
So we have equals
then
to
the hours 12.
times.
Then sorry, Reese, before moving on, the
Mm-hmm.
hours is it supposed to be 12? Like you said, it should be it's 8 to 8. So are
Mm-hmm.
we only using just for one day, or we're also going to calculate it all through the month?
Now that's why we now have total October opening hours. That's why you have 240. So that's why we calculate with times the number of the opening hour per day times the number of days we opened in that month. Did you get that?
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, I was thinking it's supposed to be opening hours too for the whole month.
How do you mean?
Okay, since the days we calculated 20 days, that's for the whole month. So
Yes.
the opening hours, so I was expecting that
No, no,
it
that's
should
right.
be
That's this one. This is the total. This is the total. What this opening hour is opening hour per day.
okay, sir. What about the days, sir?
How? I don't understand. The days. This is the 20 days we opened in the month in the
Mm,
month of October.
okay, sir.
Do you know how we got this 20?
Yes, yes. For that's 5 days
Yeah.
times four
Times
weeks.
4 weeks. Good. Okay. So for the
Yes.
opening,
So for the hours, yes,
mm,
I was expecting that we also multiply. Please clarify my
that's why we open. See. Okay. Let me put this opening hour per day. All right. Now
okay.
total October opening hours. That will mean for us to get the total number of hours we opened in the month of October, hour per day times the number of days that we opened in October. That's
Mm,
how we are getting 240.
240.
So this is now what you use in solving for sales per hour in October, because we recognize that in October we open for 240 hours. So for that particular for October now, how many hours, how much did we make per hour? So you mean that this particular sale divide by the 240 hours, you get your
240.
what? The sales per
Mm,
hour. Is that clear?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you now said so that it won't move to the next
Mm-hmm.
this cell
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
that we should lock the 240.
yes.
So I couldn't do that. I found it difficult to do that. And I
Um,
pressed the F4, there was no response.
what did you
So
did
is
you
it that
select that cell? Did you select that cell? Okay, so let me try it here. So equals to
okay, sir?
D2, D2, right? D2, that's this
Yes,
guy now, right?
divided
Divided by,
by
this is G14,
G14.
right?
Yes.
G14. Now, for you to lock this, you need to tap, your cursor should be in between G14. So now that my cursor is here, if I
Okay.
press F4, do you see what happened? I've been able to what? Lock that cell. So if I hit enter, it should go across board. You look, see here.
You said in between G14.
Yes, anywhere in G14, anywhere the G and 14. On the formula, oh, not on the cell, on the formula.
Mm.
I can also, if I click on this, I can also come to the formula here and do whatever you want to do, but it has to be somewhere in between what? G and 14. Did you get
Oh,
that?
okay. Yes, yes, yes. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. So, so back to us. We all have this file. So I would want us to do the correct thing, do the corrections, and send back to me. All right. So let's move on to what we have for today. All right. So this is quite. It's we're now getting. Going inside. We've been at the veranda. So now we want to go inside the parlor of the house. All right. Before we get into before we go to bedroom, we enter kitchen now to eat. All right. So we have the other things. All right, that are likened to the different parts of the house. So for now, I think we are still outside. We have not gotten inside, right? But I'm not to scare you though. Not to scare you. All of these things are just there, just tricky things. All right. So now we've been given a document, right? And we're told to get we should fill in these different tables, all right? And we've been given what we want to fill them as. So here, the first column here says 2% of the amount here, all right? So for us to do this, it would be somebody should help me. I mean, we've just done this one together. So who do I call? Who do I call? Um, Hi Mojisola.
Hi.
Yeah, okay. Can we do this together?
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here with you.
Okay. Okay. Can we solve for the first column? So it says we want to find out 2% of the amount. So what do
Mm,
we do? Yeah.
okay. Okay. 2%
Yeah.
of amount. Yeah, that is equals to
Okay.
2%
All right. 2%. Okay.
multiplied by
D what?
D7.
7. All right. So if I say enter, good.
Yeah,
So it's as
enter.
simple as that. So if I drag down, I should get what the
Mm.
different percentage, the 2% of each of the amount. All right, thank you very much, Mojisola. So let me call on someone else that would help us with this. Hi, Temitope, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, so do you mind helping me out with the next column?
Um. Okay.
All
That's
right.
6%.
Yeah, 6%. Yeah, 6%.
Ah, this is well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
6% of, okay, of 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Are you
but
asking
I'm thinking,
ChatGPT? Am I on?
you said
I was asking if you were asking ChatGPT.
Chat GPT. Oh no.
Okay.
No, I was just thinking that percentage. I was thinking, should it be something like maybe 6/100 times the amount?
Okay, let's try. Let's see now. Let's see. You may be correct. I don't know. Let's see. So I should just do six over 100, right?
No, no, no. Put equal to
Oh, okay. Equals to 6. Okay, go ahead.
divided by 100
Okay. What else?
times 10,000 or times
Say now. Just say what's in your mind. Say what's in your mind. We are in this together.
times 10,000
Okay, I should just type
or
10,000.
no. I don't know.
No, you know now. You know. You know. Just say what's in your mind. Say what's in your mind.
Ah,
Mm.
okay, like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Times 10,000.
Okay. Times 10,000. So what? I should hit enter, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you are correct. You are correct.
Oh,
But there's an issue, and the issue is
okay.
now if I want to, because as a data analyst, you want to save time. You want to you want to be able to at minimum efforts but maximum results. All right. Now, if I want to copy this formula across board, are you seeing what's happening? We are getting
The
600,
same
600
amount
exactly. Do you know why that happens?
because there's no formula.
Good, good. Isn't it? Well, it's not just because there's no formula, but because so you used the what's it called? The content of the cell instead of the container of the cell. So I want us to try and be conversant with this. Now, the reason is because we use the content, Excel is going to use that particular amount, that 10,000 you used across all board. But what if we remove this 10,000? All right, here's my F2. All right, we remove this 10,000 and we say, tell me what cell is this, Temitope?
That's D7.
Good. So if I say D7 and hit enter, we still got the same value, right? But if I drag down,
Yes.
are you saying that, if we check this one now, it's what
Okay.
D8. If you check this, is D9 because you're not using the
Okay.
cell. So Excel now understands that okay, it's the cell, not just the content. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody have any question concerning that?
Yes, sir. Please, can you go over it again?
Who is this person? Who is the person who just talked now?
Edika.
Edika. Okay.
Yes, I didn't get that part.
Which part? Which of the parts?
Uh, the point where you changed the formula she gave, I didn't really see it. I just saw you press enter.
Okay. All right. So, well, so I was trying to explain that. Um. Okay. Let's take for example. I'm sure we know my name, right? So I'll just put my name is Irinosa, right? I want to do something now. I want to I want to reference this particular cell. Edikan, can you tell me the name of this cell? What cell is this? Hello,
I'm
Edikan, are
not
you there?
seeing your cursor.
You're
Please,
not
where is your cursor?
see my cursor
Okay,
here.
N N7.
Good. N7. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to another cell now, and I will type equals to N7, and I will say enter. Now, do you notice that? Do you know what? Notice what happened? Because I said equals to N7, so that means I'm telling Excel whatever is the content in N7, please rectify it here, put it here. So any day I decide to come and say, no, my name is no longer Irinosa, all right? My name is now Favor, and I hit enter. You see what happened? It also
Yes.
reflects because it has been linked, it has been referenced. All right. So at any point, any day, if I see tomorrow, if I say my name is Nigeria and I hit enter, sorry, my Nigeria does not have N, and I hit enter, you see it has been referenced here. Now, if I say, if I say, how would this work? Um, okay. Now, if I now say for this particular one now that when that was Temitope, yeah, when Temitope gave us the formula. She told us to say equals to 10,000, right? Times the amount times sorry 6%, 6%. All right. Now, if I decide to take this down, I'm still getting 600 each because what's it called? What Temitope gave us was a formula. She just gave us a straight formula. She did not reference the content of the cell. What she gave us was 10,000, not a formula. But if we now decide to change this and say no, we don't want it as 10,000, but rather we want it as what? D7. I think that's D7, yeah. And say enter. Alright. So if we also effect copy this down, we would have the different figures for the um the cells in question. Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So,
Okay.
um, moving on, who is going to help us with this? Let me call somebody else. Um, mm, mhm. Hi, Meekness, are you there? Hello, Meekness. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so please, do you mind helping me out here?
Okay.
Okay, so let's try.
So we're going to be equal to
All right, equals to
D7
D7
minus F7.
minus F7.
Okay, sorry. Equal to D7
Mm,
minus open bracket 6%
minus, sorry, minus open bracket 6%. Mm-hmm.
close the brackets
Right.
D7.
D7.
Okay.
As we hit enter, right?
Yes, enter.
Okay. So now Excel is asking you a question. So automatically, you should have included the multiplication sign after your bracket. So Excel is telling you, we found a typo in your formula and try to correct it with this. Do you want to accept this correction? Yes. All right. So we've gotten
Yes.
our answer.
Okay.
You are very correct. But again, as
Yes.
an analyst or as a prospective analyst, in fact, I'm calling you guys analyst, data analysts already. So remember, you want to be conscious of time. You also want to be conscious of what you are working with. At initially, when you said um, D7, let's try that. D7 minus F7. Sorry, equals to D7 minus F7. Right. This was correct. Do you know that? Because D7, look at the formula here. D7 is what? 6% of what? Amount. And here, this column says amount minus what? 6%. Since we have already figured out what 6% of the amount is, all you need is to just say amount minus what? This. Did you get that? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I did. I got that.
Yeah, good. So if you say enter, we still get the same figure, the same answer. All right. So this is supposed to be D7 minus F7. So if I drag down, I should get the what? The figure for all of them. All right. Thank you very much. I think what was that? That, that was
Thank you, sir.
your welcome. That was making us all right. So I want somebody that has not spoken before. Um, Hi Lillian. Hello Lillian, can you hear me? Lillian. Hello Lillian, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Please, do you mind helping me out with the next column?
Okay. The next one
Yeah.
equal to.
Okay.
Okay, we write um D7.
Okay.
We put it in brackets.
Okay. D7.
In brackets, yes.
Mhm.
Raised to power of 2.
Okay, so how do I do raised to power 2?
Um, I don't think I have an idea how you do that.
All right, so thank you very much, Lillian. So here is it now. On your keyboard, on your keyboard, where you have 6 as a number, all right? Where you have 6 as a number, the your some of your keyboard has two keys, two functions, all right? And for me, 6 the button of 6 has a, I don't know what they call that thing, but something like and a greater sign, but it's inverted, all right? A greater than sign, but it's inverted, all right? So you just have to do shift 6. So this is what I mean by that. This sign, this is what I mean. Can you see that, Lillian? And everybody, can you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, so this means what? Raised to power. So I will just put 2 here. So when I hit enter, it should give me my answer. However, we can also do equals to d7. Three squares times d7. D7 times d7 is also the same thing as square. If I hit enter, I also get the same answer. Any question? Any question? Any question? Alright, no question. Okay, ah, where is Taiwo? Taiwo has Taiwo has stepped out. Alright, so okay, Abimbola, yeah, help us with the next column.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, so we'll do H7
Okay, H7.
equals to H7, sorry,
Oh, okay. Goes to H7
minus 7,000.
and 7,000. Alright, as simple as ABC. Alright, so you figured already that we had already calculated for what amount square, right? And that's in the H column. So saying H7 minus 7,000, and then we get our answer. Alright, who else has not spoken? Hi Hetty, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Alright, so do you mind helping us out with the next column?
Okay, let's try.
Okay,
Okay, so equal to,
alright.
open a bracket,
Mm-hmm.
D7,
Q7. Okay.
the divide is slash,
Yeah,
right?
yes, please.
Yeah, slash 3,
Okay.
close the bracket,
Oh, okay.
plus
Alright, please.
this, okay, open another bracket,
Okay. Plus
D7
D7
slash 6,
slash 6. Okay.
6, close the bracket, this time two brackets. Let's close the 6, open another one from equal to.
Oh, I should open another bracket here.
No, from equal to open one and close, end it in 6.
Sorry, I didn't get that. So, I didn't get that.
Close, okay, after equal to, put
Yeah.
one open bracket.
Okay. Alright.
Close it now, after
After 6,
6.
right? Okay. Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Close.
7,
Right. 7
divided by
divided
8.
by 8. Alright.
I
That
hope
should hit
we,
center, right?
yeah.
Okay. So you missed out on the
Okay, I missed out the
multiplication.
multiplication.
Yeah. So yes. And voila, we got our answer. So this is a bit tricky. So you need to bring in your knowledge of board mass. You know when they were teaching us
Yeah,
board mass in primary school or secondary school, yeah, whichever wherever you met it. I mean, you now have to bring that knowledge, all right,
yeah.
so that you don't burn. Yeah, thank you very much, Hetty. Yeah, thank you very much.
Alright.
So, any question? Does anybody have any question concerning this? Does anybody? Nobody? Nobody has a question. All right. So the remaining two columns are assignments for us. Where to play and practice. I mean, everything here is an assignment for you. All right, but you already have knowledge of how these other ones work. But for the last two columns, it's more like an afresh assignment. All right. So I'm more or less. Did somebody ask questions? Okay. So um you want to, so you already have the files from yesterday, so you want to effect your corrections, and those of us who has not tried it at all, please ensure you do those assignments. All right. And then I'm also adding this one to it now. All right. So this is already after 9, although I would have loved to touch something else, but I don't want to keep us far into the night. All right. So yeah, so I'll be expecting 4 files from 4. I'll be sending this to us now. This particular. Okay, we've not done this. Well, let's touch. No, let's do this, please. I plead with you. Just give me the next 15 to 20 minutes. Let's do this so that we know we are done with this particular one. And when we come back on today is what? Today is Tuesday. So when we are back on Thursday, alright, we'll be able to do something new. So here is a quotation for um, a firm, okay, and we've been told here that for us to get the units, we've been told to get the values for all of this. All right, and so for us to do that, you can see here we've been given a guide. It says unit quote price with profit. That is this guy is equals to unit market price without profit. That's this one times 1.3, and 1.3 is what is the profit margin factor. That is already a constant here. So now, with your knowledge of what we have been doing so far, all right, I'm going to try to do the first one. I'll do the first one, and then we have about 4 tables here. We have table 1, block B, block C, and block D. All right, so your other take home assignment is going to, I'll just try to do block A, then we'll practice this together, and then C and D will be your assignments. All right, so let's go. Now, it says unit price should be what? Unit price without profit. You can see it boldly written here, times 1.3. And we have our 1.3 already here as a constant. So what do? We say equals to this guy, that's the first figure, times what happened? This figure. Okay, what's happening now? Equals to E, as E21 times this guy D17. Alright, so if I hit enter and drag down. Now remember the issues we had with this. So we need to do what? We need to make 1.3 a locked cell. Alright, so I'll go back to the first one and lock what? You see, I'll click on D17 on my formula bar and press F4. So when I hit enter and drag down, I should have my values. Any question? Any question? I'll take that as
Yeah, it's not clear yet, please. Can you go over it again?
okay. All right. First off, you want to understand what you want to do. What we want to fill in here is what unit quote price with profit. Just like what we had done here. I think that's this guy. Yeah, this one was it was a progressive formula. We wanted to add 3.2 to the previous year. But in this case, with profit, we already understand that the the value, all right, the profit margin factor is 1.3. And here we've already been told that to get this, it will be unit market price without profit times 1.3. Okay, so for that to work, it would be equals to our first market price without profit for that for sand, all right, would be E21, and then we will multiply it by what our profit margin. Alternatively, we could have just written 1.3, but remember what I already explained to us that it's best we use the cell itself so that tomorrow, if your boss or whoever comes and says, no, our profit margin is no more 1.3, 1.3 is too much, we are running at a loss, we want it to be 0.5. All we just need to do is come here and type in 0.5. Watch what will happen here when I hit enter. You see that automatically it has effected the change. All right. So that is why cell referencing is best to use instead of the content of the cell. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Sorry, me no. I'm sorry, no.
Okay. Where where do you have issues, Ma?
Okay, now you're talking about. I see you changed the profit margin factor. You changed it to 0.5. I don't know how you got that.
No. So I was explaining that ordinarily, with the question that was given to us here, 1.3 is the margin factor. But I mean, we all understand how things are going. We cannot, if as at when we started with 1.3 as the margin factor, dollar was still 500 naira to $1. So now that dollar has increased, you don't want to keep running at that same profit margin factor, except you want to run out of business. So, and that made an instance that we now decided to change our margin factor to what 0.5 instead of 1.3. So that was just an instance. I think that's not part of the question. I just cited an instance why it's essential that we um, make use of the cell instead of the content of the cell. Did I answer your question?
Mm, I'll go by this.
Okay,
You can
just
continue, sir.
forget that you had 0.5. Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah. So now that you've forgotten you had 0.5, did I answer your question?
Something like that.
No, I don't want it to be so. I want it to be clear. It's either it's a yes or no. I don't mind. I'll go over it again.
Okay, so now we are looking at we want to calculate the um unit quote price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have the formula, like the
See the
formula to
formula.
calculate it.
Mhm. The formula says, can you see the formula?
Hello, sir. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. Hello, are you there? Hello, Temitope. I should see here. You're muted. I can't hear you. Okay. So I don't know. I can't seem to hear her anymore. I'll just go on with this. All right. So now that we've been able to solve for this, it was simply unit market price without profit times the profit margin. And so if we do that, we'll get our figure here. So remember, you need to lock D17 for you to be able to drag downwards. Okay, so having done that, now total profit, total, that's with the profit. So that will be, let's see what the formula says. It says total with profit will be quantity times unit quote price with what? Profit. So that means equals to, this is the quantity. Quantity times, no, no, no. Quantity times unit quote price with profit. That is this now. Alright? Times this and hit enter. So this is our total. So if I drag down, I should get what? The total for all of this. So this times the quantity, this times this quantity, this times this quantity, this times this, and this times this. Alright. Now we have sum total. We want to find out the sum total for this. So using equals to sum bracket open, select all of them, close your bracket, hit enter. This is the total for this particular block A. Alright. So any question before we move on? Any question? No question. Okay, oh, means we understand it, right?
Sorry?
I was asking any question.
Yeah. You do just you just highlighted all the G column. Is that what you did?
That's so, no. That's sum. I had to sum. I wanted to sum all of this. So I
Yes.
did equals to sum. But there's
And then you
and then I did, you can see equals to sum bracket open,
mm,
and then I highlighted all
mm,
of them.
yeah, that's what okay.
Yeah. Alternatively, right? So there's a
Mm,
trick you can also use. On your keyboard
okay.
you have a key called Alt, ALT. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I click on Alt, if
Mm,
I click on Alt and equals to,
mm.
you see it just brought out the formula for me. But now
Oh.
this has to be done on either the next row or the next column. What do I mean? Now I mean that, like for this now, if I do Alt
Mm,
equals to here, are you
mm,
seeing what it's bringing? It's bringing the
mm.
it means that it's telling you that, okay, is it that you want to sum these three adjoining rows, or sorry, columns?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So for you to
Mm,
for this code to work, right, it means it has to be
mm,
close to whatever you want to sum.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Alt and what? Alt
Alt
equals to.
equals to, yeah, alt equals to. So, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So is apparently here I've been able to have, looks like I've done this one already, but I'm just going to delete this because I want us to practice. So who wants to help me? Let me see. Who do I call? Um, um Hi, who's Yellow Swene? Hello, can you hear me? Yellow Sweneme or something. Hi, if you can hear me, can you unmute your mic and talk? Hello, I can't hear you. Okay, because I don't want us to spend much time here. Who do I call? I've called somebody. I've called. Who do I call? Who do I call? Who do I call? Who do I call? Okay, Mojisola. I don't know. Probably because your name sounds sounds sweet. So I'll go with you. Hi, Mojisola. Do you want to help me?
Okay.
All right.
You
So
need.
yeah, I want to solve for this. I want to solve for block B.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do I do?
You need quote price with profits.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's going to be
Okay.
equals to E32
All right.
E32 uh multiplied by 13.
Multiply by what?
Is it not 13
No. No.
or
No.
1.3?
No. Remember we said we do not want to pick the
Oh,
content.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, so it's going to be D17.
Good. 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 D17.
Yeah,
D
okay.
17. Remember, for us to be able to effect it across, we need to do something.
Oh, is it to lock?
Yeah, exactly. We need to log that. Except you have the liberty of inputting the formula for this, for this, for this, for this. Yeah. So you could just lock this
Okay.
the D17,
Mm,
all right,
mm,
by using your F4. So and you hit enter. So I can
okay.
just simply take my
Mm,
cursor here and drag down. So I have the
okay.
values for this. All right. So
Okay.
for the total with profit, remember total with profit is what? Quantity multiplied by unit quote price
Unit cost price. Okay.
with profit, not without profit, with profit.
Yes, with profits.
So that would be what? Equals to equals to
Quantity, that is a C32.
good,
Unit cost price. Then that is F multiplied by F32.
good, self 32 and hit enter.
Yeah.
So when this one now we don't need to lock because we want it to
Yeah.
keep moving down, right? So yeah, it
Yeah.
gives us the figure and then come here and just do alt equals to and hit enter.
Mm,
So
okay.
we've been able to get the figures for um, block A and block B. Now you would be
Okay.
feeling all right. So before we wrap up, now we have a summary here. We have a summary table here, and
Mm,
we just want to, at a glance, we want to know the figures that the total figures. That's this and this, as well as this when you fill your own and this. So for the summary, we'll just say for block A. Remember when I tried using the example of the content with my name? So for this now, we'll just say equals to, this is block A, right? So we'll scroll up to the total for block A and select this cell and hit enter. So automatically Excel goes there and this picks up the figures here. Now, at any point, assuming if we want to make changes to this, assuming everything here has been filled up, if we want to make changes here, all we need to do is, if our profit margin factor has changed and I decide to change this to 1.8 and I say enter, you notice that everything here has changed based on this new profit margin. Let's look at our summary table. Even the summary table too has what changed. So because we have been able to link each cells to the other, we don't need to now start coming here again to start effecting all of the what's it called, the formulas again. All we just need to do is come here and change the margin factor to our desired outcome, and everything changes. So for us to get the summary for block B, come to the cell equals to, scroll up. This is the total for block B. Click on it and hit enter. You have the figure here. All right. So thank you very much. If there's any question, please you can feel free to share the question now before we
Yeah,
wrap.
we have two questions.
Okay.
No, one question and then one of the clarification, or I don't know how to call it now. The
Okay.
question is now, does when you come to real should I say real life analysis,
Mm-hmm.
now, because here you are giving us the instruction,
Mm-hmm.
how do you navigate, like you have a data like this, how do you know that you need to you have without profit, all this with profit, things like that? How do you know the instruction to follow
All right.
that
So
that will give you,
it's
yeah.
a very very good question. Now, see what has happened. See, if you look at this header here, ignore the without profit. See what it says: unit market price. So it means that how much, as a wholesaler, how much would you go to the market to buy a particular pair of shoe? Let's assume you sell shoes, right? But you buy from a supplier. So you go to the supplier and buy at 1 naira. But now you want to sell. Definitely you will not sell at 1 naira. Good. You need to add your own profits. You want to add your transport. You want to add cost of fuel. You want to add Google to go, all of them, right? So all those things you want to add as your profit, okay? You will now call, that's what we now term as what, profit margin factor. So it could be I don't know how you may want to have calculated your profit. All right, it could be 30% of the total amount of goods you went to buy. All right, so if you now do 30% of the total amount, whatever you get will now be your margin factor. So in a real case scenario, you won't have the without profit because they expect you to already know that market price is the figure without profit. And they also expect you to know that the unit price is what the unit quote price already, right? Is the figure with your profit. Okay. Then total. They also expect you to know that total means yes, you bought one of this item at 1 naira. So if you're buying 5 items, it will be what, 5 times that 1 naira. That's how you get what, the total. Did you get that, ma?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
All right. All right. So it's this one now. I'm doing this because it's more like a classwork, correct? I have to. Most of us
Mm,
here are probably starting from the scratch, very like the scratch.
mm,
I had to take my time to see that I put in what you need to know for for the basics. But in the real world, there
mm.
you won't be get you won't have all these without profits with profit and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah, that is it.
Okay. And then just a follow-up question.
Okay.
The How did it come about the constant? Is it a mathematical
Yeah.
calculation?
So
Because
so
I
so
okay.
it's okay. Let's see. Um, let's do something. Mm, equals to this divided by this uh, times 100 is 1.9. So well, I think this is um based on whatever you want to use. The constant, it's a constant because that's what this particular this is actually a company's file, all right? It's a sample file,
Okay.
yeah, from a
Okay.
company file. You can see sand, gravel, cement, and all of that. So this is
Mm,
um what they decide to use. But as
okay.
you as an individual, you can decide to say, okay, no, my profit margin factor. It could be I want it to
Mm,
be 30% of the total amount or 30%
mm,
of so whatever you want it to be. This is not like a world global standards constant factor. No. It can
okay.
change. Yeah, it changes based on who maybe your employer or your director or whoever has given you the file to work with.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, so that's how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, why I asked that actually, I just wanted to know the relationship between the 30% and the 1.3 because I know calculating 30% of this 35,000 actually gave us this 45,500. So I just wanted to know if there's a relationship, how to get this constant from this, but
Okay.
maybe that is irrelevant anyway.
Well, yeah, so it's irrelevant in this case because we are not the owners of this file. We are not going to use this file for
Okay.
anything. But
Anything.
for
Okay.
you now, maybe you want to do it for you. Maybe you have a business and you
Mm,
want to be able to instead of adding the what's it called your your profit on top each of
mm,
all the commodities that you sell. You can just say, okay,
yeah.
for this month, I want all my commodities to the profit margin should increase by so percent.
Okay.
All right. So having that in mind,
Yeah.
you just if you have all of them, maybe you have over 1,000 items. All you just need to do is
Mm,
multiply by your new profit margin factor and drag down. So Excel will just multiply everything, all right, across board for you.
okay.
So I used to
Yeah. Thank you.
let me paint a scenario. I used to consult for a what's it called a showroom. What they normally sell is household gadgets, gas cookers, washing machines, and all of that. And so the owner had to put most of those items on Konga. All right, so he figured out that the amount Konga was charging him, all right, so he needed to add his own profit to the amount Konga will charge him, or sorry, Jumia will charge him.
Mm,
So after putting the plus and minus together, assume he figured that okay, his profit margin for everything will be 1.5. So all he needed to do
Hmm.
was just do a calculation that says market price times that margin and run it across
Hmm.
all the items in the store. So he now knows
Hmm.
that whatever he's going to be putting on Jumia is what the new price.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's basically how that works.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much. The second concern I'm still having is this issue of F4. I don't know. I tried it, it still didn't work.
It still didn't work.
I
How
don't
did
know
it?
where I'm miss.
What did
I
it? What
don't
did
know where I'm actually missing
what did it?
missing
When
the
you tried it,
thing.
what did it do?
I've actually back. I'm actually I did what I do. So except I let me just do it again and see what it's going to give me.
Did
Oh
you click on the cell, on the referenced cell in that
yes,
formula?
yes, I did it, but it didn't work.
Okay. If it did not work,
Mm.
try
Mm.
to put the dollar sign manually. But I don't know why. Honestly, I really do not know why. But your F4 key, except your F4 key has an issue. Otherwise, it should work because
Oh.
it's a formula in Excel.
Mm.
Yeah. So try
To
putting.
use sorry to use the F4, I have to do shift,
No, no, no.
isn't?
You don't have to do shift.
I don't have to do shift.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, but even when I didn't use shift, it didn't put anything as well. But I would try the manual one and see how it
Yeah, so
goes.
just you can just try to put the dollar sign in front of the column and in front of the row, and hopefully that
Okay.
works.
All
Then if
right.
you try it and it didn't work, you can reach out to me via email. Then we can see how to
Okay.
work around it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much, everyone, for today's session. I'm really happy that we were able to um, go through a lot. So I'll be sharing this file with us. Just look out for your email, hopefully before the night runs out. I'll also share the recording as well. So good night, everyone. Thank you. And please, I'm still expecting to get our our comments or our posts on LinkedIn, on Facebook, saying hi. This is what you have learned so far. Because here's the truth about this. What I've noticed in data analytics, or not just data analytics, tech as a whole. People want to know how you started. People want to see, okay, this is at this point, this is where I had pitfalls. This is how I overcome those pitfalls. So when you keep putting yourself out there and say, "Hey, yesterday I did this and did this with Excel. I did this." People are interested. They want to know how it's. I mean, they don't just want you to just come up all of a sudden and say, "I'm a data analyst." How? Since when? All right. So people want to follow up with the story. So I would encourage you, if you're not on LinkedIn, please create an account on LinkedIn and start inputting all of these things. If you're done, you can take a snapshot of what you have done and put out there and say, "Hey, this is what I did." All right. And please, when you do that, don't forget to tag me. You can on Facebook, I'm Nusa Favor, and on LinkedIn, I think the last mail I sent you, my both handles are there. You can always click on them in any of them and follow me. I share articles that can aid your journey to become a data analyst. All right, so just do well to connect and network amongst yourselves too, even on the group chat. You can also connect, and you never know where your next meal will be coming from. All right, so this is me bidding you farewell till we see again. And please watch out for my meals between today and tomorrow. All right, so good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night and thank you very much.
All right,
Bye.
yeah.
Thank you.